Hey. Another edition of Chargers Central, playoff edition. But first, I got to explain why it's just me today. Um, yeah, everybody knows about the wildfires going on in LA, and it's affected my co-host Levon, who lives in Altadena. He's had to evacuate. So yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with him and everyone else affected by these fires right now, who are losing their homes, their businesses. It's uh, it's a terrible tragedy, and it's going to take a while to rebuild. And yeah, it's a tough time for LA right now. So hopefully we can all band together on this Chargers playoff run. You know, and hey, defense wins championships. And I know Coach Rex Ryan said that the Chargers have a bye week this week. Not true. We're playing a tough Texans team. Everybody thinks about the Christmas Day game where the Ravens beat the Texans 31-2. So the Texans are getting a lot of disrespect right now. But hey, the Texans have a really tough defense. They've got two great edge rushers. They have Will Anderson and a lot of speed on that defense. Really good corners. It's not going to be an easy game. Chargers are favored by 3. It'll probably be a close game. And hey, this is the time where teams step up in the playoffs, and we'll see what this Jim Harbaugh team is made of. That seems like a team that is built for a playoff run. And we're going to need all hands on deck. We're going to need J.K. Dobbins to provide that rushing attack that is so crucial to setting up Justin Herbert and his play action passes. The Chargers use play action more than any other team in the league, and you have to have a rushing attack to set that up. And J.K. has showed he's our best runner. He's explosive. He can break off long runs. And we did add Ezekiel Elliot, to the surprise of some of our fans. I like this signing. Hey, he's not the Zeke Elliot of in the days of old with the Cowboys, when he was at a time maybe the best running back in the NFL. But he's still a power back. He's still a guy who can get you goal line, who can get you short yardage yards that are needed. And right now, Hassan Haskins has been in that role. He's been good at that, in that role. Not great. I was at the Raiders game versus the Chargers in Las Vegas last weekend. And, there were some goal line opportunities that they weren't able to punch through with Hassan. So, with Zeke, hey, that's the upgrade there. And, Joe Ortiz is always looking to upgrade this roster. And this is a definite upgrade. So I like the signing. Who knows if we'll see him this first game against the Texans. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards are both questionable. You would think J.K. would play. I'm not sure about Gus. I think he's practiced fully recently, so you would hope he'd play. But hey, Zeke is great insurance in case Gus can't go, and in case he gets hurt during the game, or J.K. even. You're going to need those extra running backs, and Zeke gives that power that we're looking for with that Greg Roman offense. He knows how to run, and he gets the right blocks, and he's going to be huge. And another guy who can be huge for us, Quentin Johnston. Who would have thought that after the season he had last season, with all the drops, with so many fans calling for him to be cut or traded. He goes at that Raiders game. He was insane, and 13 catches for 186 yards. Uh, you have to give QJ his flowers here because he's taken so much criticism. And, you have the Raiders doubling Lad. What does that do? Opens up QJ, and he goes crazy. He takes another one of those hard hits in the middle of the field like he did in Kansas City, still catches the ball, brings it home. And QJ is questionable now for this game, maybe because of some of those hard hits he took in Las Vegas. And we're going to need him. We're not going to have Joshua Palmer, who has, people have been disappointed in Palmer this year. And I was one of those people who thought he could step up and be a wide receiver one. He hasn't been that, but he has been a consistent presence that'll get you one or two, critical catches every game. So we're going to be missing that. And we had a DJ Chark sighting last week. I talked about him so much on the show, and he got his first touchdown in Las Vegas, a tough, diving to the ground kind of touchdown that was needed. And if DJ Chark can pick up that slack, that'll be huge because, Herbert likes to spread the ball around, So you can't only rely on Ladd McConkey, who's been amazing all season, broke Keenan Allen's rookie record for receiving with the Chargers. You're going to need other guys to step up for the playoffs. And this is the time to do it. So, on the defensive side, people are going to be looking at Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. The Texans offensive line, they have Tunsil, who's a great tackle, but other than that, they're weak. You can attack them, but what are the Texans going to do? They're probably going to, if I was the Texans, I would double Mack. You don't let him get home. Will they double Joey Bosa? I'm not sure. Bosa hasn't had the kind of season we've come to expect from him lately. He has, I think, 5 sacks on the season. So, the interior of our defense is going to be huge. Will Tierra Tart, will Puna Ford, will Morgan Fox, will those guys break through the middle of the defense where the Texans, have some issues on the offensive line? That's going to be huge. Pressure CJ Stroud, who hasn't had the greatest season. He's taken a lot of flack for not showing what he did as a rookie because, hey, it's hard to have a great sophomore season, and not many quarterbacks can do that like Justin Herbert did, who put out a record-breaking season and everybody forgot about it and said, hey, CJ Stroud is the man. He's the only guy who can do this. And then what happens the next year? He can't do it again. He can't replicate what he did, and Herbert did. So you have to give, the props to Herbert for keeping that going on, breaking Peyton Manning's record for most yards through 5 seasons. Incredible. You know what you're going to get from Herbert. What this defense is going to be strong. It's going to make it tough for the Texans to score. Now, will they only score 2 points like they did against Baltimore? I don't think so. This is going to be a tough, grinded out game. They have Joe Mixon, who's a great running back. They have Dameon Pierce, who went for, I think, almost 100 yards last game, who was great earlier before they had Joe Mixon. So it's not going to be an easy game. They still have Nico Collins at wide receiver, who's a great wide receiver, and you're going to have to double him and make other guys beat you, just like the Texans are going to want to do against the Chargers. So, this is a game that the Chargers should win. They're favored here, and but you can't say it's a bye week like Rex Ryan did. It's going to be a tough, grinded out game, but luckily, with Jim Harbaugh, we have the right staff. If we were talking about Brandon Staley's Chargers, it would be like, I don't know what's going to happen. Who knows? You could go up 27-0 in a playoff game and lose the game, but this isn't that type of team with the Chargers anymore. You're going to have Derwin James up at the line of scrimmage, hitting guys, rushing. CJ Stroud is going to be having to account for where Derwin James is at all times. And you didn't have that under Brandon Staley. This is a big game for Alohi Gilman, without Elijah Molden as a safety who was so great all season as a pickup by Joe Ortiz, to protect the deep ball, and Houston and CJ Stroud they're still going to be looking for those home run plays, and you don't want to get Stroud and those guys going at home. You can't let them have those big plays. You want to get them out of that, get them in the ground game. This could be a game like that game in Las Vegas last week where, it's a close game in the first half, and then the second half, the Chargers just pounce and they break it wide open in the second half. That's what we're hoping for. So people, Charger fans, don't get nervous. If the game is tight, even into the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, that's where the Chargers like to operate, man. They're built for the playoffs. They don't turn the ball over. Tough defense. Hopefully get 3 and outs again, like we were more earlier in the season. Stout run defense, but we're going to need Denzel Perryman, who's questionable for this game. Former Houston Texan. He played during their playoff run last year and was great for them. He's a big key to stopping the run. So let's see what these guys can do. We're feeling really good about it. The team, Harbaugh has the team where they will not be looking ahead to next week, possibly facing division rivals, the Kansas City Chiefs, world champions. That would be a huge game. And we got to get through this one first. But you got to feel good about this Chargers team. Even if we go against Kansas City next week, any game in these playoffs, we have a chance. We have, at least a 50% chance in all these games. And it's going to be on the defense. Herbert can become Superman if we need him to. And there may be some moments in these playoffs where we need that. But this is the perfect time to get that monkey off of Justin Herbert's back, where people keep piling on and saying, hey, Herbert can't win a playoff game. Well, hey, he's got one chance. He had one chance. He got him a big lead in the defense, kicking, penalties, everything else kind of added up. And, people want to, this Chargers team wants to get that taste of Jacksonville out of their mouth. What better way to do it than in Houston? So I can't wait for Herbert to get that monkey off of his back. It's a huge game. And will Herbert do it? I say yes. This is the perfect opportunity, and you get one shot, one opportunity in the playoffs, and this is the time to bolt up and get it. I can't wait to see it. It's exciting times, and in a time in LA where everybody's going through tough things right now. We could use a big win coming from the Chargers right now. So bolt up. Hopefully next time I see you, we're doing this after a win, and hopefully LeVon's here with me. And go Chargers. All right. See you.